talk about the remaining 11 modals and their usages. So let us have a look at the third modal, that is may. So may is used to denote possibility, permission and wishes. So the first notion is possibility. So may is used to talk about the chances of something happening. So what do we mean by chances of something happening? That how possible a particular thing is to happen. In हिंदी वी से इट संभावना कि किसी चीज़ के होने की कितनी संभावना है. So for example, it may rain this afternoon and there may be a strike next week. So if we compare it with can could, the possibility in context of may is lesser than can. But yeah, there is a possibility, but not a stronger one. Let us go to the permission, the second notion expressed by may. Now I have mentioned formal because earlier we studied in case of can that it also gives permission. We can also use can to give or take permission, but in informal cases. So in formal cases, we take permission or give permission by using may. For example, may I have a look at your paper? Now in this particular sentence, someone is seeking permission. And yes, you may. So the permission is granted again by the word may. So the third notion expressed by may is wishes. May is used in formal expressions of wishes and hopes, and it often comes at the beginning of the sentence. You can very well see in the examples here. May God bless you. May you prosper in all that you do. So we can see that these are the three notions or modality expressed by the modal may. Let's come to the fourth modal, that is might. Okay, so the very first notion that is expressed by might is possibility. Now I mentioned the word remote in the bracket. By the word remote possibility, we mean that the possibility of happening something is very less. So that's why the word remote possibility. We often use might to say that there is a least chance that something is going to happen, or there is a least possibility of something happening. For example, she might come and it might rain this evening. So we can very well see that can, could, may, might. These all four modal auxiliaries denote possibility, but the possibility is the highest in can and the least in might. So it decreases. Possibility is more in can, then less in could, then still less in may, and least in might. Okay, let us look at this difference. I may get a job soon. Still, here are 50% chances that a person may get a job. But when a person says, I might get a job soon, it means the chances are merely 30%. So we can very well see the difference. Although both modals show possibility, but the possibility in may is more than might. Okay, then let's look at another notion of the might, that is permission. Again, might is also used to seek permission or to give permission, and the examples over here is I wonder if I might borrow your car. Second example is if I might make a suggestion, couldn't we have one more period for grammar teaching? So what do we find here? That might is also used to ask for permission. It is very polite and formal, but it is not common and is mostly used in indirect speech. So might denotes two modalities, that is possibility and permission. Okay, now let's have a look at the fifth modal auxiliary, that is will. And yes, you can see very well that this particular modal will has so many nodals to express. It has so many notions to express. Okay, now let's have a look at the first one. So will is used to talk about future events that you are certain about or things that are planned. For example, N will be 10 years old next month. So this is for sure, this is future action that this is going to happen. There will be trouble if he catches you stealing his flowers. So both these examples denote the thing which is going to happen in the future. The second notion expressed by will is willingness. So will shows determination or willingness on the part of the speaker. So willingness means ichha hona. So it shows some sort of willingness, ichha shakti on the part of the speaker. I will come with you. Here the speaker wants to come with someone. We will not surrender. Again, this shows our determination that we are not going to surrender. Will also expresses promise or threat. Threat means dhamki or promise matlab vada. So it also expresses the promise or threat. For example, I will do whatever I can to help you. So in this particular example, you can see the promise, and we will dismiss you from service. In this particular sentence, the will is used to give a threat. Okay, let's have a look at the fourth notion, that is requests and offers. So will can also be used as a polite way of inviting someone to do something or of offering someone something. So let's have a look at the examples. Will you join us for a drink? Or will you send me the report? So these two examples are requesting or offering something. Now, the another notion expressed by will is order. So it can also be used in orders. For example, will you be quiet? If you don't behave, you will go straight to bed. And the last notion that is expressed by will is probability. By probability, we mean stronger possibility. So there are very many chances of something happening. There is the doorbell. That will be Sita. For example, if Sita comes at 5 o'clock and the door bells at 5 o'clock, so what you'll say? That will be Sita. So there are 100% chances that it is going to be Sita only. Okay, now let's have a look at another modal auxiliary, that is would. Would is often used in polite requests and offers. It is a softer, less definite form of will. For example, would you mind moving a bit? Would you please dance with me? So would, like could, we saw the same notion with could as well. Similarly, would is also used to make a polite request. So what it means? It means would can also be used to express an opinion in a more polite way without being forceful. Okay, now let's have a look at another notion expressed by would, that is past habit. So would can be used to talk about past events that happened often or always. For example, he would recline in a corner and sleep most of the time. After dinner, we would sit in a common room and chat for a while. By past habit, we mean that a habit that existed in past and it is not there anymore. So let us have a look at the difference. We will recruit you and we would recruit you. So how does the difference in will would, I mean to say, what difference the change in the word is going to make if a person is using the word will or if a person uses the word would? How much difference it's going to make? There's a lot much difference. If a person is using the word will, there's a stronger possibility that you are about to be recruited. But if the person uses the word would, it means the case is doubtful. So let's look at the seventh modal auxiliary, that is shall. Okay, the notions expressed by shall are suggestions, certainty, and constitutional and legal language. So let's talk about the suggestions first. Shall can be used with the first person pronoun I or we to make suggestions. Suggestions when you're giving some sort of suggestion or advice to someone. So you don't look well. Shall I call the doctor? Shall I drop you at the station? So here you are merely suggestive. आप यहाँ पे किसी को सिर्फ सुझाव दे रहे हैं, यहाँ पे आप किसी को enforce नहीं कर रहे हैं. So in these two sentences we can see the suggestion. The second one is certainty. By certainty we mean that something will certainly happen or that you are determined that something will happen. Certainty. Don't worry, I shall be there to help you. She shall clean the kitchen. So there is surety that the thing is going to happen. Now let's have a look at the third notion, that is constitutional and legal language. So shall is basically used in the constitution, in the constitutional language and the legal language. For example, the president shall hold office for a term of 5 years. So when we read any constitution, we will find the usage of shall over there. You shall be put behind bars, that is the legal language. So we can see that how shall is used in the constitutional and legal language. Okay, now look at the eighth modal auxiliary, that is should. Now should is often used to talk about duty or obligation. It can also be used to say or ask what the correct or best thing to do is. Okay, let us have a look at the examples. You should tell the truth, or one should respect one's elders. Now obligation है means ये आपके नैतिक, we can say it is your moral duty or it's your social obligation. So it is not compulsory, it's not a compulsion. It's up to you, you want to do it or not, but you should do because we consider it as the correct or the best thing to do. Now the second notion that is expressed by should is advice. So should is also used to ask for advice or instructions. For example, she should carry an umbrella with her. Mira should take rest. So here the person is giving an advice. The third notion expressed by should is probability. Again, probability means stronger possibility. He should be here soon. He left home at 6. So there's a probability, there are chances.